Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're plugging in and cranking up the volume on a true giant of guitar effects.
That's right. We're talking about the way huge swollen pickle fuzz pedal.
Ah, yes, the pickle. You hear people throw around the term big muff on steroids, and honestly, this is often the pedal they mean. It's got this massive reputation.
It really does. And our mission today is to unpack that. How did this pedal take a beloved classic circuit and just blow the doors off its capabilities?
Turning it into this incredible toolbox for fuzz tones.
Exactly. We'll look at its journey, from this sort of niche boutique beginning to becoming a real staple on pedal boards everywhere.
Yeah, a fascinating story. So, if you've ever chased that perfect, all-encompassing wall of fuzz, well, stick around.
This deep dive is definitely for you.
Okay, let's start at the beginning. Where did this green machine come from?
We have to go back to the mid-1990s. The creator was George Trips, the founder of Way Huge Electronics.
Right, way huge. That name itself signals something.
Yeah.
Big. And this was early days for boutique pedals, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It
Yeah.
landed right in that first wave, what we now call the boutique effects boom. It wasn't just another clone.
It felt like something new, an innovation.
Totally. It stood out because it wasn't just rehashing old designs. It was taking something familiar and pushing it forward.
So the foundation is the Big Muff Pie, but it's not just a copy.
Not at all. That's the crucial point. It's heavily modified. Think evolution, not replication.
So what was the core idea behind those modifications? What was Trips trying to achieve?
Well, the genius was realizing the Big Muff circuit, iconic as it is, really benefited from more precise tonal shaping, especially in the mids.
Ah, the mids. Often the missing piece in classic muff circuits, right? They can get a bit scooped sometimes.
Exactly. The standard muff has that single tone knob, which is often quite limited. The swollen pickle aimed to fix that, to give players surgical control.
So instead of that one iconic, maybe slightly scooped fuzz sound.
You got a whole spectrum. Suddenly you could dial in smooth singing leads or really aggressive, almost broken-sounding sputtery fuzz. Total chaos if you wanted it.
That versatility sounds like the key differentiator.
It absolutely was. That expanded palette is what made it catch on so quickly with players looking for more.
Okay, so that's the why, more versatility. Let's get into the how. What's actually going on inside the pedal, technically speaking?
Well, like we said, the core architecture is that Big Muff style. It's a 4-transistor fuzz circuit.
Okay, known for sustain harmonics.
Right, that rich, sustaining character.
Right.
And it has those distinct clipping stages that give fuzz its roar, its texture. So the DNA is definitely there.
But then came the upgrades. You mentioned the EQ being crucial.
Yes, the extended EQ is probably the single biggest upgrade. Instead of just rolling off treble, the Pickle's controls offer much more pronounced shaping, especially over the mid-range frequencies.
That sounds like a massive leap for dialing in a fuzz sound.
It was revolutionary at the time for a fuzz pedal. It lets you really sculpt the voice, make it sit in a mix or stand out, rather than just making it brighter or darker.
And for the real tone tweakers, there's often more hidden inside, right? Those internal trim pots.
Ah, yes, the secret weapons. Many versions have these internal trimmers.
What kind of tweaking do those allow, going beyond the main knobs?
Definitely. They offer really fine-grained control. You might be able to adjust the clipping character, bias, or maybe fine-tune the frequency range of one of the external controls.
So you can really personalize the pedal's response to your rig.
Precisely. It allows players to make it their swollen pickle, tailored perfectly to their guitar, amp, and taste. It's like a backstage pass to its core sound.
Okay, internal secrets aside, let's talk about the main controls you see on the outside. These varied a bit over time, but what are the key ones?
Sure. First up, you usually have sustain. Pretty standard fuzz control, right?
Controls the amount of gain, the fuzziness, the length of the note.
Exactly. More sustain means more saturation, more distortion, longer notes. Classic fuzz stuff.
Then there's the filter knob. You mentioned this replaces the simpler tone knob on a muff. How does it work?
It's much more powerful than a simple tone control. It sweeps a wider, more complex EQ curve.
So more precision in shaping the overall voice. Does it help avoid mud?
Absolutely. You can use it to find that sweet spot, maybe add some bite, or tame harsh highs. It's key to making the fuzz sit right in a track, cutting through without being unpleasant.
Makes sense. Then there's loudness. Fairly self-explanatory.
Yep, that's your master volume control for the pedal. Lets you balance the effect level with your clean sound, or just make things, well, louder. Often much louder with fuzz.
Now, things got even more interesting with later versions, like the MKII. They added a scoop control.
They did. And this is a big deal. The scoop knob lets you dial in a specific mid-range cut.
Ah, perfect for those heavy scooped mid sounds. Metal, maybe.
Exactly that kind of thing. But also useful just for carving out space in a dense mix,
Yeah.
letting other instruments or vocals come through clearly. Very useful control.
And another addition on those later versions was the crunch knob. What's that one doing?
The crunch knob is really interesting. It adjusts the compression and the texture of the clipping.
So it changes the feel of the fuzz.
Yeah, you could say that. It can take you from a smoother, more liquid fuzz towards something tighter, more compressed, even a bit gnarly or choked sounding.
Does it get into that sort of dying battery territory?
It can, yeah. It helps you dial in those sputtery, gated fuzz textures, that really broken, almost malfunctioning sound that can be incredibly cool and aggressive. It adds another whole dimension.
Wow, okay. So putting all that together, the high gain, the flexible EQ, scoop, crunch, what are the defining sounds of the swollen pickle?
Well, number one is that sheer amount of gain and sustain. It's definitely more aggressive than your average Big Muff. That steroids comparison isn't wrong.
More intense.
Right. But the flexibility is just as important. You can get those huge, stooped metal tones, sure. But you can also dial in really focused, mid-heavy lead sounds that sing.
And the sputtery gated stuff, too.
And the sputtery, gated stuff. But here's the crucial part for many players. It can create this immense wall of sound, this huge saturation.
But it still cuts through a band mix. That's often the challenge with high gain fuzz.
Exactly. It has this ability to be massive, but still have presence and definition, so you don't just disappear when the rest of the band kicks in. That's huge.
A genuine superpower for a fuzz pedal. Okay, let's trace its history a bit. The original Swollen Pickle, back in the 90s, those are legendary now.
Oh, absolutely. Very limited production, run under the original way. Huge brand, hand-built, often hand-painted. Finding one now is tough, and they're highly sought after by collectors.
Your pieces of boutique history.
Definitely. A snapshot of that whole movement starting.
But the story didn't end there. It had a major comeback, didn't it?
It did. The MKII version, which came out around 2008 when Dunlop revived the way, huge brand. This is the one most people know.
And this version brought those extra controls, the scoop and crunch.
Yes. It significantly expanded the feature set, adding scoop and crunch, while keeping the internal trem pots, too. And crucially, it was widely produced and much more affordable.
So this is when the Swollen Pickle really went mainstream.
Absolutely. It put that versatile fuzz power into the hands of a whole new generation of players. It became the standard version for many years.
And Way Huge has kept things interesting with special editions, too.
Yeah, they've done limited runs over the years. Sometimes different artwork, like the Dirty Donnie versions, sometimes slightly different voicings or tweaks.
Keeps collectors happy and offers slight variations on the theme.
Exactly. Adds a bit of fun and exclusivity, and sometimes offers a unique sonic flavor.
Then, more recently, they tackled the modern pedalboard space issue with the mini version in 2017.
Right, a much smaller enclosure. Pedalboard real estate is always shrinking.
How did they manage to shrink it down? Did you keep the core sound?
Pretty much, yeah. They had to simplify the external controls a bit, losing maybe scoop or crunch, depending on the exact mini model. But the core, swollen pickle tone, and versatility are still there.
So, making it practical for modern setups without losing the magic.
A very smart move. It showed the core design was strong enough to work in a smaller format.
So, with all this power and flexibility, who uses this thing? What kind of players gravitate towards the Swollen Pickle?
Well, it appeals to fuzz lovers across the board, really. It's strongly associated, though maybe not officially endorsed, with that heavy, fuzzy, Queens of the Stone Age kind of sound. Stoner rock, desert rock.
You can definitely hear how its massive sound would fit that genre.
Oh, yeah. But it's not just that. Shoegaze and noise rock players love it, too. They often want that big muff saturation, but need more control to shape it, to make it cut or swirl just right.
The EQ and filter really help there, I imagine.
Immensely. And don't forget session players.
Yeah.
If you need one fuzz pedal that can cover a lot of ground, adapt to different amps, different songs.
Its versatility makes it a great studio tool.
Exactly. Need smooth, need nasty, need scooped, need mid-forward. The Swollen Pickle can get you pretty close to all of those without swapping pedals.
Thinking about its legacy, it feels like more than just another fuzz pedal. It's part of that 90s boutique story.
Absolutely. It stands alongside pedals, like the Zex Fuzz Factory or maybe the Full Tone OCD. Different effects, of course, but similarly influential from that era. Defining pedals.
What was its main impact, would you say?
I think it really demonstrated how you could take a classic, beloved circuit and meaningfully expand upon it. It wasn't just about cloning. It was about adding features, adding control, making it more useful for modern players.
Pushing the boundaries of what a pedal could do.
Right. And then the Dunlop revival was key, making it accessible, keeping it in production for so long that ensured its influence continued and reached new players.
So it cemented its reputation.
Totally. It's now widely seen as one of those versatile fuzz pedals ever created, that big muff on steroids tag. It really earned it by offering so much more control and aggression while retaining that core fuzz character.
It really is a fascinating journey from this rare, hand-built boutique item
To a mainstream workhorse found on countless boards.
It's a testament to George Tripp's original vision and design, taking that big muff DNA and just amplifying its potential.
Transforming it into this incredibly flexible, high-gain fuzz machine that still resonates today.
Its legacy seems secure, doesn't it? That blend of boutique origins and mainstream accessibility.
For sure. It's one of the landmark fuzz pedals of the modern era, because it showed how innovation could build upon tradition. It proved evolution could be just as exciting as revolution in the pedal world.
So, a final thought for you listening, reflecting on the Swollen Pickle's journey. How does this constant tweaking and reinterpreting of classic gear keep pushing music forward?
Yeah, what other classic circuits are out there, maybe waiting for their own Swollen Pickle moment, waiting for someone to unlock even more possibilities?
Something to think about. What's the next evolution that could inspire a whole new generation of sounds? Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.